आप सब लोगों को 2014 का मेरी ओर से हार्दिक अभिनंदन, नमस्कार। मुझे यहाँ आने के लिए इन उत्तर भारत में हम लोग बोलते हैं कॉलोकियल लैंग्वेज में न्योता दिया गया, आमंत्रित किया गया। इसके लिए मैं थिंक इंडिया, ABVP और उत्कृष्ट भारत ऑर्गेनाइजर्स इस कन्वेंशन का बहुत बहुत आभारी हूँ। इस संस्था के साथ विवेकानंद के 150 वर्ष की उनकी बर्थ एनिवर्सरी के साथ मैं पिछले 1 साल से और पिछले कई वर्षों से जुड़ा हुआ हूँ। Of course, I have never been part of any of the major conventions, but for occasional talks on different subjects related to science, spirituality, ethics, and things like that. And in all cases, it has been a derivative of the process which Swami Vivekananda had set in motion. He set in motion for the awakening of the youth in our country, for resurrecting this country from what we had got due to the various regions of working under the Britishers and so on. I also was very happy that as a scientist I got the other side of the personality, and that is spirituality, because it's always the combination of these two which brings out the best in you, and which, if combined properly, gives you the right direction to work for the benefit of humanity as a whole. So to that extent, I am very happy to participate in today's valedictory function, which is the celebration of 150th birth anniversary of Swami Vivekananda, who gave, of course, this word, Uttisht Bharat, as the friends have said, who gave the call. And I'm certainly happy that, and I would like to also say my greetings to all the members on the dais, Sri Sunil Ambekarji, Ashish Chauhanji, Doctors Sri Valsla Kotyarji, Mamta Tripathi, and Pankaj. All of them have done great job in organizing this, and I'm very happy that they are part of this function. So when this call of Uttisht Bharat was given to the youth of the country, it's so appropriate. He also said that the bud of nation's future finds a fragrant blooming in the hands of its youth. How true it is. It is a time of culmination when the youth must realize and individually shoulder the resuscitation of India in every aspect of it. When he says every aspect, it is not just your own personality, it is social, economical, technological, political, administrative. That is a complete overall development of a strong nation, which demands that you should also possess steely will, mighty determination, and tremendous grit. For this, the youth itself should be fully sound and armor itself with all essential power, and so that the modern India sees its unprecedented growth and development by skilled finishers. Youth are the real sculptors of the nation, and he called them the real power of nation. How true it is, and what we are feeling today. This quote of Swami Vivekananda actually has really identified the correct route to India's development, particularly in today's scenario, where India is bestowed with 540 million youth, brimming with energy, dynamism, initiative, creativity, and from which we can derive what the today's management jargon goes on, the demographic dividend. And when you compare this with the rest of the world, whether it is USA or Europe or China or many other countries, where they encounter the aging process, the aging population. So we are very lucky to have all of you, and particularly I am very lucky to interact today with such achievers in the young community of this country who have come from various parts, various institutions, IITs, IIMs, central universities, and they are the great achievers in their own way. Certainly, it's a great opportunity for me to share what I can. Now, if you look at India and how India has progressed over the years, actually it's an economy which is really growing. We had the benefit of the vision of some great luminaries in our country, and after independence, we have really done some great work due to the vision of these people. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, Sardar Patel, Mr. Subramaniam. I am giving some names which if you look at have relevance. Mrs. Indira Gandhi, there are no political connotations. And scientists like Homi Bhabha, Mr. Swaminathan, Kurian, Vikram Sarabhai, Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar, Dr. Kothari, Meghnad Shah, Satish Dhawan, and our own Dr. Kalam. They have laid a strong foundation for the growth of this country, and the only path they have advocated is through science and technology. And if you remember Pandit Jawaharlal Nehuru's quote, who said, it's only through science and technology that we can meet the requirement of country's food, security, and other well-being aspects. How true it has been that all of you are looking towards taking this country to the highest level and find its rightful place on the globe in terms of a developed nation. I consider this an opportunity for all of you, because today you have the basic infrastructure which probably your predecessors or my predecessors did not have. The kind of opportunities which are emerging because of the basic infrastructure which has come in terms of the various IITs, IIMs, NITs, TIFRs, and great institutions which have been set up where all of you are studying today and getting the best of the education. There are excellent research and development institutions like DAE, Department of Atomic Energy, Department of Space, Department of Defense Research, the Department of Medical Research, Agriculture Research, CSIR laboratories, and many. And on top of that, you have today a very, very flourishing private and public sector industrial infrastructure. I can only share with you, when I was a young engineer, I'm still young of 65 years, but when I was younger than this, I used to struggle to convert my ideas into a product because the industrial base in the country was so pathetic. I can give you only one story, that when I wanted to repair a compressor and I was looking for one cylinder to be cast and honed, it was a big, big nightmare for me because there was nobody to do that job. But hats off to the Indian skills, and that is where I would like to pay my tribute. So such great workmen which were there in older days. A guy in one of the lanes in Hyderabad, in a very, very rudimentary furnace, cast that cylinder. He did not know any of the technological words, manite casting or this iron or something. He did not know. He said, you give me material, I'll do your job. And he did that, machined it and gave it to me, put it in the compressor, it worked. Such were the skills of people in those days. They didn't have the benefit of what all of us are having today in terms of getting the type of technical education, managerial education, professionalism, which these institutions are able to provide. Because of such infrastructure, because of such great things, our GDP in 2008, 2009, 2010, and I think 11, 12 also touched very high. Unfortunately, the last 2 years have not been very good, but that's only a part of the process of the growth. We should not pay too much of negative attention to that. I consider this environment as an opportunity for youth to take India from a developing country to the developed country. That is the message we should have. It's not my message, because those of you who have read Dr. Kalam's Vision 2020, first word is that our endeavor as a youth should be to take this nation from developing to developed. Now that book was written in 2000, something late 90s or early 2000. 10 years or 12 years have already passed and 220 is coming closer. We have to only introspect where are we. And for that, I would like to say a few things. So the demographic potential which is offered today and its economy an unprecedented edge. Every third person in India is a youth. In about 7 years, the median individual in India will be 29 years of age. And very likely, he will be a city dweller. And as such, India will be a country of young people. India is set to experience a dynamic transformation as the population burden of the past turns into demographic dividend, but the benefits will be tempered with social, spatial inequalities. I think that is where this organization has to play a major role. All of us have to play a major role. A closer analysis of the urban youth by the Iris Knowledge Foundation suggests that greater political participation, engagement at policy level, and urgent attention to improving their quality of life can ensure that India enjoys the benefit of this dividend. What is important is these figures. Greater participation, not just merely looking at and advising through these various conventions, but greater participation in all walks of life, including politics, to improve the quality of life of all our youth. By 2020, India is set to become the world's youngest country with 64% of its population in the working age group. With the West, Japan, and even China aging, this demographic potential offers India and its growing economy almost an edge, and it also adds to your GDP by more than 2%. Because you are young, because you have the young generation working for the development, the advantage is not less. Imagine in 10%, if I can add 2% due to the youth, what a great contribution you are making. So that is what's going to happen. But there are issues. The urban spaces have not necessarily aided the quality of life enjoyed by the Indian youth. A telling sign I would like to give you: 1/5 of the Indian urban population lives on less than $1 per day. I'm talking of urban population. I've not even gone to the rural. The income level in cities may appear to be high. Many of you are